So Spider-Man 3, Sam Raimi one. It is not good. I'll be honest, I know this movie. I've seen it like 3 times before. And it didn't get better, so I fast forwarded a bit, a lot. It's still. I know there was the problem that Raimi only wanted two villains, Sandman and the new Green Goblin, and there was. But he still made the movie. I see that Venom took away the screen time from Sandman, but I already don't like Sandman as a Spider-Man villain, because realistically, what can Spider-Man do against Sandman? The guy is not solid. Spider-Man's pretty much only power is to punch things and dodge things. Even the webbing is just, you know, holding physical objects that cannot be used against something intangible. It's pretty much the problem of Far From Home, where the elementals are fire, wind, water. He never meets the Earth one. That's the only part where he could do like anything helpful. Nothing else. It's just a joke. Either way, as far as I know about Hollywood contracts, directors and actors, they are contracts between a studio and the recipient, director, actor, for X amount of movies. Not X amount of Spider-Man movies in this case, but movies. So Raimi doesn't have the excuse that it's not his vision, because he took the paycheck and made the movie. Now the effects are possible, but there was no such big leap like between Spider-Man 1 and 2. If you just watch the web, Spider-Man 1's web is pretty ropey. It's like rope. Spider-Man 2 web is much more modern Spider-Man web. Spider-Man 3, barely any improvement. There is some, but it's really not. It's just, the difference between 1K and 4K, it's really barely noticeable. Venom, dude, if you don't want to write the script, give it to one of the studio guys. I don't know who wrote the movie. I assume Raimi had creative control over stuff, so he has no excuse. And I see he wanted Sandman instead, but if you can't solve the two, then ditch one. If you can't ditch one, you have to ditch the other. Anyway, what was it? Oh, for fuck's sake, my head. There was, the emo Parker dance is atrocious. It's not good. And the airtime and the speed gets longer and slower. So that even under the best of circumstances, this movie would have been worse than the first two. The epicness factor is out of the window and the speed is just slowing down. What was that was important? He, yo, I wanted to talk about the original story of Sandman and actually Waterman. It was not a long story. 2, maybe 4 issues, if I'm correct. The end of it was the death both of Sandman and Waterman. The only problematic, marketing and all that part is that Spiderman barely was in it. And that wasn't for its detriment. And the story wasn't hanging on the usual formula. Meet the villain wins, meet the villain against Spider-Man wins, story ends. It was both Waterman, which exists in the MCU, and Sandman were angry on Spider-Man, but they actually fought each other because both of them were into the same gal in the ghetto. She was not a high price by average standard, but that was the fun part of it. That she was like a random, probably whore, and they were fighting and they mattered together into this King Kong size. It was a King Kong ripoff. And that being was on an exhibition on chains like King Kong, and it got loose like King Kong. And it was neither Sandman and Waterman, it was a new thing. It was very low level intelligence, like Man-Thing in the Man-Thing movie, the 2005 movie. It's an instinct thing, being, and it was climbing up or even right on an Empire State Building. I'm not kidding. Some skykill, but anyway. And they dried it with some gas, I think. Spider-Man was there, of course, but it was very much like, the guy, director of the King Kong movie within the movie, or showrunner, or whoever he was, it's saying the beauty killed the beast. That was the story. And it is a very good story. Very unformulaic, very creative. It's worth looking up. I seriously say, look up the comics. It's a fantastic story, self-contained. I wish they made it that instead of this. Yeah, that was what I wanted to say. Because this movie does not worth talking about.